change of regimes through non-constitutional methods in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and others, were actually the gilding cases. The institutes start decaying, both civil and military. Security structures, their armies become corrupt or oppressive. It is my proud privilege to talk on a subject about which probably I know the least, and probably most of you sitting here have done more. That is about the governance. But still, I would like to share a perspective of what a security man looks at the process of governance. I definitely believe that governance has a very seminal role in the process of nation building and in the process of securing a nation and making it achieve its goals and aspirations. It is indeed very befitting that today, in 2025, we should be reinventing Sardar Patel. Probably the need to understand him, the time to emulate him and understand his vision, his clarity of thought, his vision is required in India today more than ever before. Not only India is under transition, India is having an orbital shift from a certain type of governance, from a certain type of a government structures, societal structures, but also its place in the global order. The world is also undergoing a great transformation. And whenever the change comes, the most important things are your clarity of vision. You're not getting blinded by the dust and the storms, not getting overawed by the noise and the threats. You're not getting subdued by the adversities and the possible threats. You have to prepare yourself and you have to equip yourself. And that is what Sardar Patel's whole life was all about. Whether it was pre-independence, where he played a very similar role as a warrior of freedom movement, supporting Mahatma Gandhi and all his ventures, but also in a short time in the post-independent period that he was able not to unify the states, but to integrate India, bring up that understanding in 560 princely states that it was in their interest that India as a state survives, strengthens, and is able to take care of this old civilization which was experimenting with converting itself into a nation state. Converting the civilization into a nation state is a stupendous task. He knew that it can only be done through very powerful governance mechanism. The rise and fall of the great empires, monarchies, oligarchies, aristocracies, or democracies is actually a history of their governance. Edward Gibbon, in 6 volumes on the decline of Roman power, way back about 1788 or something, there he wrote those volumes. The whole book is about the intrigues of the Roman Empire, instances of its bad governance, corruption, economic mismanagement, security failures. And at the end of it, it all boils down to the Roman Empire fell because it was administered into government badly. Same is the story of whether it's the French Revolution, or the Tsarist Russia, or the Mughal Empire, they declined. In the post-war period, out of 37 countries that faced various degrees of degradation, 28 failed or got degraded or got balkanized because of their poor governance. And the recent cases of the change of regimes through non-constitutional methods in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and others, were actually the gilding cases of the bad governance. And that is how the governance matters. So authoritarianism, that is oppressive and discriminating laws, poor delivery of justice, marginalized population, human rights violations, they all constituted or added to the fall of these nations. Second important thing has been the institutional decay. The institutes start decaying, both civil and military. Security structures, their armies become corrupt or oppressive, or their internal security structures collapse. Bureaucracies become inept, slow, corrupt, and insensitive. There is no accountability. People do not know why they are doing what they are doing. The common man has become more aware. He has become more aspirational. He has higher expectations from the state, and the state has got a vested interest in keeping him satisfied, particularly in the democracies.